Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of lesson 12. I got cut off towards the end of bubble 6. So this is where we're going to go ahead and pick up. So in bubble 6, we were trying to make the mouse move diagonally. And we had discussed that when you move down the screen, your y coordinate is increasing. And when you move to the right, your x coordinate is increasing. But when we move diagonally, from the top to the top left to the bottom right, our x and y coordinates are both increasing. So that's what we needed to fix so that the mouse moved diagonally. So what we ended up doing is adding these blocks here, mouse.x. So we grabbed mouse.x, dropped it there. And then we used the addition block right here. And mouse.x again, plus 2. So this time our mouse is moving diagonally. And I believe that was all we needed to do for this program. Yes. And it asked us to look at the watchers. So let me move my face for a second. So you can see the watchers down here in this lower right-hand corner. As the mouse moves diagonally, you should see that the X and Y are both increasing. There we go. All right, we are done with bubble 6. Let's go ahead and finish and move on to bubble 7. All right, bubble 7. Read this program and predict which of the following animations will be produced. A, B, C, or D. How are the cars moving? So let's take a look at the program. We have red car, yellow car, blue car, green car. Draw, and let's see what's going on. For the red car, it's changing the X property. The X property, and then it's using the plus. So if it's changing the X property and adding, which direction is it going to move? Up, down, left, or right? Hopefully you said to the right, right? X position has to do with left and right. And if we're adding, we're moving to the right. So our red car should be moving to the right. So it should start like this. The yellow car dot y, yellow car dot y plus 4. Y coordinate has to do with up and down. So if we're adding 4, don't get tricked here. If we're adding 4 to the y coordinate, what's happening to the y coordinate? It's increasing, so it's going to be going downwards. Remember that the y-axis is flipped in GameLab, so going down is actually increasing. So we know that the red car should move to the right. We know that the yellow car should move down. The blue car, blue.x, gets blue.x minus 4. That's the opposite of plus 4, so it's going to move to the left. And lastly, green car is green car dot y minus 4. If we're subtracting, we're decreasing the y coordinate, so that's moving up. So it should be red car move to the right. Let's see if we can find which one has a, I don't think this is red. I think this is what it's referring to. I think that looks like orange, but that's just me. So let's focus not on the red car because that does not look red. I'm going to focus on the green car. The green car should be moving up. Since we're subtracting 4, we're decreasing the y coordinate. That means we're moving up. So let's see which of those images has a green car that's moving upwards. That's moving down. That's moving to the left. Oh, this one's moving up. What about this one? That one's moving to the right. So it looks like our answer has to be C, right? The green car is moving up. The orange red car is moving to the right. We said yellow car should move down. Yep. And we said blue car should move to the left. Moving to the left. So it's C. All right. I'm not going to click on it just because once I click on it, it's going to save my response. But you should be able to click on C. Okay, moving on to bubble 8. For bubble 8, if you're in my class, I asked you to choose one activity to complete. I will go through each of these because I don't know which one you're going to choose, but you just need to complete one. Let's start with A. Spinning, rotation and spinning. Use the counter pattern on a sprite's rotation property. Using the counter pattern on a sprite's rotation property can make it spin around. Do this. Use a counter pattern with the pan's sprite's rotation property to make it spin as in the image on the right. Okay, so if we take a look at the image, in which direction is the pan rotating? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Hopefully you said clockwise. It's moving to the right. So the degrees are increasing, positive. So just like we did with X and Y, we're going to use our counter pattern, but this time we're changing the rotation property. So go ahead and go to sprites, grab that sprite.rotation and drop it right in between background and draw sprites. Don't forget to change the name here, right? We are talking about the pan sprite. So we need to make sure that that matches pan. And we're going to use our counter pattern, our block. And since we want it to go clockwise, we want it to increase, plus. And like always, we just have that same block that's on the left side of the equation, or not, sorry, it's not an equation. The left side of the equal sign, the assignment operator on the left side. We're going to just make sure we have another pan.rotation block here. So grab that sprite.rotation, change the name, and I don't know, let's try adding 5 degrees. Let's see how fast that spins. That spins kind of fast. I think theirs is going a little bit slower. So try adding just 1. That might spin a little too slow, but it works, right? So if you want it to spin slowly, if you want it to spin a little bit faster, I think they might be doing 2. It's up to you. All right, the idea is that your pan is rotating over and over and over and over. All right, we're done with this one. Let's go ahead and continue on to activity B in case you did that one. This is similar to the mouse that was going diagonally. So let's see what's going on here. Debug, watching the counter pattern. This program should move the motorcycle from bottom left to top right, as in the image to the right. However, the motorcycle moves off screen too quickly to see what's going wrong. Do this. Look at the watcher for cycle X, add a watcher for cycle Y. Run the program to see what happens to the properties and why the motorcycle disappears. Debug the code so the program runs like the image to the right. All right, so if we take a look at our code, they have added cycle.rotation 45, cycle.x equals cycle.x plus 10, cycle.y equals cycle.y plus 10. So let's break it down. If, I know there's a watcher here. Okay, fine. We'll look at the watchers. Let me move my face. So when we run the program, look right here, what's happening to X. X is increasing, which makes sense, right? We want X to increase because we're going to move, if we're moving diagonally from the bottom left to the top right, X does increase. If you're looking at the coordinates, X is increasing. But what's happening to Y? What should be happening, I guess I should ask. What should be happening to the Y coordinate if we're moving diagonally in this direction? Yeah, the Y coordinate should be decreasing. But let's go ahead and add a counter. And cycle dot X. Oh, sorry, I meant to do cycle. Oh no, I deleted cycle.x. Okay, cycle.y. So let's go ahead and see what's happening to the Y coordinate. The Y coordinate is increasing. It should be decreasing. So in our code, let's go ahead and bring my face back over here. In our code, instead of adding 10 to increase, we actually need to subtract. So go ahead and take that plus block out. Replace it with a minus and sprite.y. Make sure that changes to cycle, and this time -10, right? Because as we move upwards, our y coordinate decreases, so we need to subtract. Go ahead and click run, and there you go. Finish activity C. Oh, I hope I don't need to go into a third video. I'm kind of running out of time. Okay, rotation, direction. I don't want to have to record a third video. Let's do this. Rotation, direction. When you use the counter pattern for the rotation property with addition, the object will always rotate clockwise. Sometimes, however, you will want your sprite to rotate the other direction, counterclockwise. To do this, you can just use subtraction. There are 3 gears set up for you. You need to make the gears all look like they are rotating in sync with each other. Hint, the gears rotate so they look like they are working as one system. Hint, they won't all rotate the same direction. So let's take a look at our picture. The red block. Which direction is it rotating? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise. So we're going to need to use the plus for the red block. What about the blue block? The blue gear, I guess. Counterclockwise. So we're going to have to use minus. And then for the green one, rotating clockwise. So we're going to have to use plus. All right. So let's go ahead and put that together. Sprite.rotation. Let's start with the red one. That's going to be red gear equals, or gets, I guess, gets Sprite.rotation, and we need to do plus because we want it to go clockwise to the right. So grab another Sprite.rotation. You could type it in as well, but red gear plus, and it's up to you. I'm going to say 10. Ooh, that's a little too fast. Okay, let's bring it down to 2. There we go. So now our red gear is rotating clockwise. We're going to repeat the same process for all the other gears. So we need Sprite.rotation. This time let's do, I guess, what's next on my picture? Blue gear, I think. Blue gear. And I want the blue gear to go counterclockwise, so that's going to be minus. Right, minus Sprite.rotation, blue gear, and -2 because I want it to travel at the same, or rotate at the same speed. Awesome, 2/3 of the way down. We just need to do one more. Sprite.rotation again, and this time red, blue, we're doing green. Green gear. And the green one should move clockwise in the same direction as the red one. So we need the addition block. Sprite.rotation. Oh, I can't get it. There we go. Green gear and +2. My face is kind of in the way. You can't see the code. Let me move it out of the way for a second. Okay. So here is what we added. Red gear, plus to move clockwise, blue gear, minus to move counterclockwise, and green gear, plus to move clockwise. All right, let's go ahead and click finish. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a separate video for this last level. Go ahead and click finish. Yeah, because I'm already at 14 minutes and I kept at 15 minutes. So because I don't want to rush through this last bubble, I want to make sure I go over the instructions clearly and you know what you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and pause my video recording here, and I will pick up on this last bubble in part 3 of lesson 12. This is the first time I've had to do a third video, but it'll be super short because I'm only going to go over bubble 9, right? Hopefully this has helped. If you have any questions, like always, message me on Schoology, but I will see you one more time in part 3 of this lesson. Bye, everybody.